Hello, everyone, and happy Financially Lit Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Financially Lit Tuesday, where I'm back every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., where I bring you news, tips, and tricks on how to wealth up. So for those of you tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and drop a message in the comment section so I know who's tuned in with me. And then also hit the share button so that all your friends and family could get in on this conversation today. Of course, if you do have questions, be sure to drop them in the chat. Y'all, I told y'all, you're definitely going to want to tune into this week's live because I had a real estate expert with me today. And we're going to be talking about real estate investing. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to know about it. That's like, oh, where do I get started? Or maybe you're in it. But definitely we're going to hash that out. And for those of you tuned in, be sure to subscribe to the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel so that you don't miss any other Financially Lit Tuesdays. So the moment of truth, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our speaker for today. He's an awesome, brilliant man when it comes to real estate, when it comes to engineering, of course. Akpabio. Hello, Eni.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing all right. It's a wonderful Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you for taking some time to chat with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I kind of gave a little tidbit as far as who you are. If you can give the people a little more information about who is Akpabio, what do you do exactly? I know you're quite the Renaissance man, but before we get into real estate talk, let's see what you actually, what accolades and things you do here.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Like I said, thank you for having me. I am a real estate agent here in Florida. I serve all of Florida, not just Jacksonville, Florida, so the entire state of Florida. I am also I'm a construction engineer. I graduated to school for construction engineering. So I have been in real estate from the building process to now the selling process. And I'm also a real estate investor. Wadleen is actually one of my partners, and we invest in real estate together. So it's full circle. You keep going.
Awesome. Hey, Samuel. Thank you for tuning in. Hello. You said highly recommended. You hear that, y'all? Look, you don't have to take my word for it. We have people tuning in already, chiming in on it. Awesome. So, Edie, if you could share with everyone a little bit about how you got into real estate investing, like, because you weren't always in it. It's just like, how did that happen?
So I've always been interested in like the whole building process and building and just anything real estate, not necessarily the investing side of things, because to be honest, I didn't really know much about it. But I was talking to some guy, and he literally broke it down to me that real estate is almost like a natural resource. It's finite. It's not infinite. It's very, very finite. Like that's why the price, especially now in this market, everything is just doing what it's doing. Because it's demand and supply is finite, so you have to own a piece of it because it's just what it is. And you can flip your money a lot more quicker with real estate than you would if it's just sitting in the bank, just doing nothing for you. So I was like, I got nothing else to lose, might as well.
So when did you get started in real estate, investing in real estate?
Investing, I started in 2010. That was kind of when me and my brother and my dad, we just came together and got our very, very first property here in the States, not outside, but here in the States. So we got two properties, two townhomes at the time, and we just rented it out. So the idea when we got into it, the idea was like, all right, since me and my brother are here, we're going to get two of them. And then when you guys graduate, you take this one and you take this one, and that's it. Little did we know that was just going to be the beginning of it. And we've just been pushing since.
Cool. So what made you, because since then you've kind of like honed in more on real estate investing. I know we have the real estate partnership, but what made you essentially like get more serious or saying like, hey, I want to, go further with this?
Like I said earlier, it's been a passion of mine from the get go. I actually just realized it today that I've kind of been in this for a minute without actually like seeing the path of how things happen. I've just always been in it. It's been a passion of mine, and if you know anything about me, you know that if I'm passionate about something, I'm 100% in it. I can get a little mad and a little too much, but if I'm passionate about it, I'm gonna stick with it. And real estate is something I've always been passionate about, so it only made sense.
Right, right. Awesome. So, fun facts, because always got to hit some statistics, of course. So, according to News for Jax, the Jacksonville area is now ranked one of the top 5 metro areas in the United States where investors buy the highest share of homes. And that's in 2021. So, like, the one of the top 5 metro areas. So that's huge. What do you have to say to like a stat like that?
I mean, it's speaking for itself. When you think about vacation, you think about holidays. In the United States, people always think about Florida, the Sunshine State.
Hmm.
But then when you look at Florida, and you break Florida down into the actual like popping cities. You have South Florida, which is in its own world. That just don't even that they're on a different ball game. And you have Orlando. Orlando is big. They've been booming due to tourism and or Disney World and all of that. Tampa started doing this thing, and as soon as the Super Bowl happened, it just took them to another trajectory. People are not really going to buy in Tallahassee because it's a school town. People just go there really for school. What's the next best thing? Jacksonville, Florida. So people are coming in here and just pumping money and just keep pumping and pumping and pumping because one, Jacksonville is cheaper than the rest of those cities in terms of the price of the houses. So people are just coming here and investing because they see where Jacksonville is going and the plans the city has, to revitalize Jacksonville. So it only makes sense.
Right. I mean, in the years that I've been here for 10 years now. Whew, that's intense.
You don't relax. Relax.
But in the years that I've even been in Jacksonville, I've seen that like it's grown tremendously. I mean, the build out on the south side from AC Skinner, around the town center. I mean, the town center alone, like you
Yeah.
have buildings popping up every couple of months in the town center. They're completely transforming that area. Downtown Springfield. I mean, there's so many developments and everything being made in the city. So
Mhm.
I'm not really like too shocked by that statistic because I definitely can see it.
And don't
Like
forget, there's another thing in there. You realize, especially those that are in tech, Jacksonville is surprisingly one of like the biggest tech cities in the United States.
mm,
When you talk about headquarters and all these big corporations, and they're in Jacksonville. So when you think about that, they're going to be bringing employees, and what these people need somewhere to stay. So
mhm,
investors only see a market that's just going to keep popping.
right. Yeah, definitely. So only Atlanta, Charlotte, and Miami beat out Jacksonville.
I mean,
Like Atlanta, Charlotte, and Miami. You have 2 of the top metro areas are literally, well, 3 of them are literally in Florida. So you have Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Jacksonville, Phoenix, and Orlando is actually ranked the 6th. But that's pretty wild to know that. I mean, Florida altogether is booming. Um, like if you're
it's,
not purchasing real estate in Florida, it's like, hey, you're behind the curve. Like because investors are definitely pushing money in here. So according to data, 22% of homes purchased in Jacksonville were bought by investors. That's pretty wild. It was at a rate of 11% in 2015. So it basically doubled.
yeah, when you start looking at Open Door and Zillow, especially how they were just buying homes and buying homes,
Mhm.
investors were trying to compete with that.
Right. Absolutely. That's cool. So what would you recommend for someone I guess getting started into real estate investing? Like, how would they start? Where's their starting ground?
Networking events, just networking. I would say, when you start hearing people start talking about, oh, start studying education, this, that, and the third. Yeah, it's very, very important to educate yourself on, the market. But your biggest and most important tool is just networking, because that's where you see people that have been doing this for a minute. They tell you the things you don't read in books, the things you're not going to see, because yeah, the books are going to paint a nice picture. People are going to paint this beautiful picture of real estate investing until a tree
Right.
falls on your house. You just
Mm-hmm.
put a roof on a brand new property and a tree falls on it. The book doesn't tell you nothing about that or how to handle
Right.
that. So networking, going to networking events, finding, little, just, and getting a mentor. And the way you get this mentor is you go to these networking events. 80%, 90% of these networking events are completely free. You just literally just have to show up.
Right.
Have your questions. Hey, I'm just getting started. What do I need to do first? What do you recommend? What do I need to do? I need to start getting my LLC? Do I need to start building this credit? Do I need to, little things like that you only find out when you network. So I would say attend as many networking events, find as many networking events as you can get and go to them.
Okay. So there's a lot of information out here, right? How do you cipher? And you have these Instagram reels and these Instagram gurus and TikTok. How do you cipher through all that like information and some noise and actually like find the right source or the most beneficial source?
Yes. So real estate investing is a monster on its own. There's so many different parts to it. So you kind of have to pick one area and focus on it. And then if you're looking, like we said, on Instagram and stuff like that, if you're searching, search that particular niche. So if that area
So what do you mean by area? What is
so
that?
let's say, for example, I'll give you an example, short-term rentals
Okay.
or wholesaling. So if you say, okay, you know what, you want to start out with short-term rentals, and you go on Instagram and you look up short-term rentals, you look
Right.
up all the acronyms for short-term rentals, you look those up, you check it on Google. That way, you're learning about what you want to actually go into. Now, if you want to do wholesaling, you go online and you just type real estate wholesaling. Now you're gonna get the information specific to wholesaling. Now in there you might stumble upon, some information that might be useful to other parts of real estate investing. Or if you want to get into the financing side of real estate investing, you just search it up. But the only way you know all these different types of investing, like I said, is networking. You go to a networking event. Oh, what are you? I'm a wholesaler. What is that? And they tell you like, okay, that sounds cool. Or now I do only short-term rentals, or I do long-term rentals, or the one that is popping right now, which is the Airbnb short-term rentals, is you just network. Once you get that niche and you understand this is what I want to do, you just stick to it and then search accordingly.
Right. Yeah. Because I know, like, in conversation, people they're like, "Yeah, I want to get into real estate," or they're like, "Yeah, I'm in real estate." I'm like, "Yeah, what does that mean?" There are so many different layers to it. There, even on the accounting side, I have to get specific as to okay, what exactly do you do in real estate? Like, because it could be in residential, it could be in commercial, it could be
Mhm.
single family, it could be 5 units.
Yep.
So yeah, and then even land, vacant land. So some people purchase land and use it for parking lots. So, and you may have one thing that has a tax
Tax liens,
difference.
tax, yes. You just got to know which one you want to do.
Right. Yeah, so definitely heavy it's a huge moneymaker, but it's a huge like you wanna niche down and
Hmm.
figure out what exactly in that you want to do. So another statistic. Woo. So Lima Cap One Capital actually said Jacksonville's median home prices are well below the national average. So in the past year, single family permits for a new construction home increased by 35%. And that's still below national average. And multifamilies increased to 234%. So Jacksonville's definitely increasing as far as the cost
Hmm.
for new constructions and properties.
Hmm.
But what do you say to those people that are like, oh my gosh, Jacksonville's the market's gonna go down. I'm just gonna wait.
I told them, okay, when this whole COVID and everything was starting, I was telling people, they were like, nah, he's gonna come. I'm like, all right, cool. Wait, go ahead and wait.
Mhm.
Now they're mad because the people that went ahead and bought or started a year, 2 years ago, they already have $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 worth of equity in just a
Right.
short amount of time, and now
Mhm.
you want to scramble all the market. Like you said, Jacksonville. You saw the statistics. Jacksonville, where even if it increased 35%, it's still well below the national average. So you see
Yes.
why investors are coming in here to buy, because it's like, this is
Yeah.
a huge discount. So I'm just gonna buy now, because by the time Jacksonville catches up, it's gonna be too late for people that just want to jump in.
Mhm. Exactly. So y'all,
And they
Jacksonville
go
is
up.
at a discount literally right now. So, like I mentioned earlier, 22% of the properties that are being bought up are investors that are coming in and scooping up the properties. So, if you live here, or maybe you don't, and you want to invest in Jacksonville, like Jacksonville is currently the fastest growing housing construction metro in Florida. In Florida, South Florida is about
It-
cap.
it-
There's only so much land.
they're just maintaining at this point and trying to
Yeah, it's just there's only
Jackson.
so much land.
All this. So when you drive, when you're driving around Jacksonville, when you see all these trees and all these, like, those are not just sitting there. These have plans. There's years of planning waiting. Like,
Mhm.
there's this big developer called the Ford family.
Mm.
If you drive down Bay Meadows, almost every apartment complex or subdivision, they own it.
Wow. And it
Yeah,
was
and
all
they,
trees.
yeah, and they do with all trees. Like, right by the Publix on Bay Meadows, right here, they just cleared it and they're about to put another apartment complex. So if you own a house around it, you just got equity because they're about to put something on there.
Mhm.
So it's Jacksonville is not slowing down at all.
Right. That's heavy. That's heavy. So in the past 5 years, another one, Jacksonville has had over 60,000 new residents. Like, that's a lot of people just coming into Jacksonville. They actually say 84 people move to Jacksonville every day. Like, currently, like
It's
84
cheaper.
people are just moving to Jacksonville.
It's
Like,
cheaper in Florida. It's like, go
I'm
figure.
like, yeah. So all that construction on the highways, they're doing it for a reason. They're making room.
They're expanding 295. They're about to add tolls because they know it's like, all right, all these people coming, we need to make some money somehow.
Right, right. So what do you feel about out like people that live out of the state investing into Jacksonville?
It's almost like, think about it like a bank account with a high yield bank account. You don't have to be in the same. Like, I have Chase bank account. Chase headquarters is not in Jacksonville. I think I don't even know where it is, but I have my money in
Maybe
Chase.
the end. But yeah, it's all
Wait,
right.
so yeah,
Somewhere.
it's somewhere here. It's somewhere. So it's like, I have my money in there, so you don't have to necessarily be in the state or in the city to invest. Now, when you talk about real estate investing, the biggest thing you're gonna see when it comes to out of state investors is somebody to manage their property. If they're
Hmm.
not there, who's gonna help them manage? Get a realtor, get a property management company to handle this for you at a price. They're gonna give you their fees. That saves you from having to come down when, oh, there's a leak, oh, there's this, because
Right.
it'll be random times of the night. So you pay them for their services, but you don't have to be here to do it.
Exactly.
So I don't think there should be a issue living out of the place and investing. If you have the money, you have the means, go ahead, do it.
Absolutely. And so I had a client that came to us. They actually got referred to us, and their father actually passed, but they ended up inheriting it was 8 properties in Jacksonville. They end up inheriting, and one of them is a commercial property. Well, 2 of them are commercial properties with 5 to 7 units on each of them, right? So you have, and they're like, that's wealth being passed down to their children, and all of
Mhm.
it's being managed by property managers. So the kids really don't have to do anything
They're
but
just chilling and getting paid.
collect the check. Like, The property management companies running everything. They just really just check in with the property management. Like, it's not only beneficial for you right now, but
Hmm.
it just shows how in the long run, like how that's just an example of how this family was able to pass it down to their kids.
Hmm.
Like once he was no longer here. So even in that aspect.
It's just right. You're just chilling and just collecting money, pretty much. You're getting paid to chill.
Right, heavy, heavy. So, what are some different types of real estate investing people could get into?
Um,
I
you
know
could
the
start
list is
off
kind
with.
of long.
It'll be all right. You could go. You could start off with fix and flips, which is what everybody talks about when they do real estate investing. Fix and flips.
What does that mean? For the
Fixing
basic.
a fix and flip is you find a property that is torn, like is worn out, deteriorated property or something that needs some work. You go in there, you fix it up, and then you're gonna that's the fixing part of things, but you're purchasing this property at a very high discounted price because you
Mhm.
got work you got to do on it. Now the flip part is where after you fix it up, you put it on the market for the actual value.
Right,
So you could buy let's say the property you buy for like 30,000. You put another like 30,000 or 40,000 in fixing it up. And then by the time you run the comps, which you should do before you even go into a fix and flip, so you know if the numbers work for you. Once you run the comps and it's time to sell it, now that property you could sell it for like 150,000. All out, the only thing that came out of your pocket was what, 60, 70,000? And then you're
right,
selling for 150. So that's a healthy margin. Now, I'm not saying that's all the deals because sometimes your margin could be 10 grand.
right,
Sometimes you can go into a fix and flip, and after you fix it up, you realize that it's more beneficial to you if you do a buy and hold, which is another type of real estate investing. You fix it up and you hold it. You turn it into a rental or what have you. And you have buy and hold, fix and flip, wholesaling, which you're just acting as the middleman, just connecting buyers and sellers and adding a nice healthy fee on top. Um, Agency, which
mhm,
is being a real estate agent and working with clients, people that want to buy. You're connecting these buyers to the homes and helping them with the MLS and the whole process of real estate. You have the commercial retail side of things, where, like you said, one of your clients has 7 spots they just build and rent out each individual unit
right.
at a different lease price. And then you
And
have,
you're a realtor
mhm,
yourself,
yeah,
so you not only do the real estate investing,
mm-mm.
you also are a realtor. So
I'm a realtor, yeah.
how does that work in your favor, or how do you utilize that? Like
Oh, I have
having
access. I
all
have
that.
access. I have access to so much real estate, so much data, so much other agents that are selling their property. I can find things on the market. Like if you're not an agent, you might not have access to the MLS, which is called is a multiple listing service, where all these properties, all these new construction, whatever, they're all listed. I have access to that as an agent. So having that at my disposal and also being an investor, if I find something that's a sweet deal, I'm like, listen, I'll take it. I want it for myself. Okay, it only
Right,
makes sense. So it's lit. It's a real estate is a pay to play industry.
right.
If
It
you if
is
you if you just if it
heavy.
isn't ain't nothing sweet. It's not sweet. It's expensive, but the rewards are nice. But it's a heavy pay to play industry.
Yes, absolutely. Like you definitely want to make sure you have the money to
Mhm.
play with if you're going to get into real estate investing. This is not, oh, I have $2,000 in my account. I want to start investing. This is this is money that you don't mind if you lose it, like, and you have to have a good healthy amount of it. Like,
And the thing is, even before you even go to start spending your money and stuff like that, is networking. Go talk
yeah,
to people. So when it is time to, spend that money, you're spending it right. You're not
right.
just gonna throw $10,000
Throwing money
away
out.
just because. No, God no.
Hmm.
Another part of real estate is land development. You have land development. You have people that are into clearing of these lands. So I'm just talking about people that just go in and clear the bush.
Yeah.
That's it. They just clear it, get it ready for somebody to build on, and that's your own. So there's so many different parts of real estate. Heck, there's if you want to go into like the construction side of things, dump trucks.
Right. Oh yeah.
Dump trucks, because you're when they start doing this fix and flips, you need something. You see all these dump trucks. Somebody just goes, they just drop them there and charge you $200, $300 a day, whatever the price is, and it just sits there. You want to hold it for a week? Fine, hold it for a week. You just get $300 a day, but hey, hold it. You
Yeah.
want it for the year? Take it. I don't even need it.
Another year.
Like, so there's different aspects of real estate. You just have to pick one and just stay in it.
But yeah. So I know we're if anyone has any questions, be sure to drop it in the comment section. But I do want to ask you this, because I know you're in real estate at different capacities. And what capacities are you in it, and how have you like monetize it in those different capacities? Like, because I know, yeah, go ahead.
With the agency, I'm 100% as a real estate agent, because
okay, you're a real estate agent.
As a real estate agent, so I'm helping
Hey,
other.
Jarrell.
Hey, J.Ṛell.
Good information. Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you, G. So, like, even with the real estate agency, I'm helping families find homes. I'm helping people find these quote unquote investment properties that might be out of my price range, or maybe I'm not interested in because it's just not my area that I'm focused in. The monetization part is, the commission part of things, where you're actually putting in the work. And people think it's not, oh, you're a real estate, you get this big check. Not really. Because you might be working for that check for like 2 months, and at the end of that 2 months, the deal just falls through. I'll give you an example. I was supposed to be having a closing today. My client decided it was smart to go get a $20,000 credit card 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So the loan fell through, and now she's looking at me like I can make some magic. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. So now I got to go find a new property for her, because now not only did she lose the escrow, she lost her escrow. I didn't get paid. All the driving and everything I did and all the showing gone away. Now I got to go do it all over again just so I can get her a spot. So you have to be 100% committed into stuff like that for you to make it work. On the investment side of things as well, I'm also 100% into it, because it's going hand in hand. If I see something, I'm like, hey, okay, let me put this aside because I might need to talk to my team. Oh, having a team is very.
Oh my.
It just hit me. Having a team is very, 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 very important. Because when people start going into real estate investing, they think they can carry and do everything by themselves. You can't. Short, simple, sweet answer: you cannot. Having a team. If you don't have, if you have somebody that you don't have an agent at your disposal, become friends with a real estate agent. Have them be your agent. Let them find you these properties on the market. While you're working the numbers, getting the deals. If you need somebody to do your accounting, there's Wadleen's sitting right there. Hit her up. I don't recommend anybody else, but
right.
I'm saying. So it's having a team. If you need an advisor, if you need somebody, you need a mentor, find somebody that you can always run your deals through, because you cannot do it by yourself. If where's my boy J.Ṛell was just in here. You need somebody for insurance, because these properties need to be insured in the event that something happens. If you go on my Instagram page, which Wadleen, hope you're gonna plug it in here sometime soon.
Absolutely.
But if you go on there, there's a picture I posted where a friend of mine, he just put this property up. He just put a roof on the property. 2 days after he put the roof on the property, there was a tree fell through. Now that property was insured. If that property was not insured, scroll down, see right there. If that property was not insured, they would have had to replace that whole thing. So you need a whole team. You need a marketing team. You need a team for everything.
Make sure you all follow the Realtor on Instagram.
And follow me.
Plug.
Those are what the houses look like?
The houses on your page?
No, at the top of it. like where you have like buyer seller agent.
Oh, these
Yeah, I was like,
off of off of
well, it
iPhone. That's
looks,
exactly what they
yeah, I
look
was like,
like.
it looks so different from my phone.
I'm like, yep, yeah, looks about right.
So it's a, I would say you need a team because like
Mhm.
I'm doing my agency and I'm also doing the investing. I can't do all the same thing. I can't be 100% at all of them at the same time. I need a
Right.
team to manage some things while I'm doing some other things, and that's just what it is.
So to cap it off, I know that you have a resource that you wanted to share with everyone as far as like different apps and stuff that they can
Mhm.
utilize when property searching.
Yeah. Okay. So one of them, especially with is the screen sharing already?
I can add it to the stream.
Okay. So AirDNA. This is called AirDNA. This kind of helps with like showing statistics of rentals in the area. Like people that use Airbnb, they use this. Like if you look at this is Jacksonville. I typed up Jacksonville, Florida, and you see the rental growth from this is from 2019.
Wow.
It
Yeah,
it went from 1,000 some rentals to over 3,000 rentals in the space of
that's
2 years.
heavy.
Hmm?
And you said that's in the span of how many years?
This is from 2019 to now.
Wow. Wow.
Just to let's look up another city real quick. Let's say Orlando.
2019. This is
2019.
2019 to 22 now,
Yeah,
2022.
this is Orlando's. Orlando went from 7,000 in 2019 to 11,000 in 2022.
Wow. Yeah, rent
Active
prices
rentals.
are going up regardless.
So it's just like I told you, like real estate, people will always need a place to stay. Whether the
Yes.
economy is blowing up or it's getting great or whatever, people always need a place to stay. So
Mhm.
AirDNA is a really, really good resource. Another resource I use is PropStream. I use it for all my deals, and I'm going.
Yeah.
Let me write
Terrell
this.
said having a team is very important. There are also some things when it comes to home insurance, whether
Hmm.
it's owning short term or long term rentals that people need to know
Yeah.
about.
Yep. I told them all that the insurance. I showed them the property with the tree falling over it. But Waleed, I don't know if I can type on this. Can I type on this?
Um, I think you have to actually be
Oh, say less.
on the live. You trying to type in the comment section?
Yeah. So like, I got you. Air, I got you. Air DNA. There you go.
This guy. Yeah.
Okay. So you have Air DNA. Another one I use is PropStream. AirDNA, I'm not paying for it right now. PropStream, you have to pay. The plan I have is like $99 every month, and then you have what was the other one? Deal Machine.
We have Air DNA. Yo, he's giving y'all the gems, okay? So
We got
don't say
Deal
EDA
Machine.
give y'all gems today.
Let's see what else. Oh, and
We have
what? And
Prop
people don't.
Stream.
Zillow is great. People tell people don't. Zillow has a lot of information on there, and you can use to kind of like if you don't want to do all that work. Zillow has it all there because Zillow pulls from some of these from the MLS and some of this information as well. For my real estate friends, the ones that my agents, as you already know, the MLS. So get you a friend that's on the as an agent, so they can get you these properties from the MLS. If you don't have a
So
friend,
Edie's our friend
you can have a
that's
friend in
on the
me.
MLS. So make sure you contact Edie so that you can have access to an MLS to get all these properties.
Which other? Oh, the local property appraiser site.
Oh yes, we use that a lot. I even used it like for my clients when I had to do their taxes and we're doing
Mhm.
depreciation and all that.
Yep, the property appraiser site, and then even like in Jacksonville, like the clerk of courts is they're just listen, the clerk of courts because they have all that information like a property. Like when you're going in and you're like searching for these deals, you can find if the property has liens, if the property has back taxes. You can find all this information on there, and it's very very important because you can use that to negotiate your deal. Like, hey, you have these liens on it. I can't give you your full asking because I'm gonna have to pay this off unless you take care of it. And most of the time, if they could take care of it, it would not be sitting there.
Right.
So these are some of the tools that I use. There's a lot more of them. There's a couple more that I use, but these are some. Oh, Excel. Keep your CRM, all your Excel. Write that down.
So for your client relations, anyone that you come in contact with, you want to keep a sheet, some kind of spreadsheet, so that you can keep organized, y'all.
So
and y'all, I know this is a lot of great information. If y'all want to book a call with 𝗍𝗓, be sure to head over to his Instagram or Facebook, and send him an email. He also have his phone number on there as well. Let me go back
shoot me a text. We can talk. It's free. I'm not gonna charge you for giving you information that you can readily find on the internet.
All right, y'all. So this is his page. Phone number, email is on here. How else can they get in contact with you, 𝗍𝗓? How can you benefit the people out here?
You like my phone number is that you text. It's this number right here. It comes right here. My phone number. Text me. I'm really terrible at texting, but I'm trying. I've been getting better over the years. Call me. Shoot me an email. Slide in my DMs. Ask me questions. Go on my comment section and if you see something I post and you want to know more, put a comment on there. Shoot, 𝗙𝙁𝙗 because I call her almost every couple days, just so she can tell me about myself. And, but
do best. No. But yes, yo. Awesome. So everyone, I know we're running a little over. Make sure that you reach out to 𝗍𝗓. We did to share his contact information. If you didn't get it, you can always send us a direct message or comment on this live, so that we can share that information with you. Thank you, 𝗍𝗓, for joining us on this episode.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. And everyone, be sure to tune into next week's Financial Lit Tuesday. And other news, I do have a huge announcement this week, so make sure that you stay tuned on any strategic tax accountant page, Sipping Wealth page, my page. We have a huge announcement. Of course, it's my birthday week as well. So it's just an awesome week all together.
Yes.
But and God has been pouring his blessings on the earth all week. So yes, y'all. So be sure to tune in next week, 6:30 p.m. again for another episode of Financial Lit Tuesday, where I bring you news, tips, and tricks on how to wealth up. Have a good day, y'all.